Hey guys, me again, Orchler. What ifs? Where we last left off? Let's see. Checking. Where we last left off, Deku and them. Well, not Deku, but Bakugo was still abducted, as he typically would be, and Deku was hit with a altered version of. There's this thing called the hypnotized Big Daddy thing, which you would just like throw at Big Daddy. He'd become your little a bodyguard for you for a little bit. Well. And he wouldn't follow orders, but I believe that's just due to, the game. So it's like altered to where he becomes like a big sister, an attack dog, as Davi ordered him to pretty much sick him. As Deku then rushed at Kirishima, as Todoroki and them Kirishima, what the? As they see Deku, he's rushing at Todoroki like they're not Todoroki, but Kirishima, hitting him in the face and constantly punching him, trying to use his telekinesis and everything. As Kirishima hardens himself and pretty much locks into a combat with Deku, saying, "Argh!" As he's struggling, getting they're on the ground and they're pushing against one another. It's like, Todoroki, get Aizawa in them, as he's pushing back. I'll try to keep Deku busy for a while. Come on, Deku, snap out of it. As Deku's just making sort of snarls or whatever. He's like, sorry about that. He's just making those kinds of sounds as he's trying to push Kirishima. As then he is pushing, Kirishima hardens himself, like I said. As then he begins to push Deku, as he's like, Deku, get a hold of yourself! As he picks him up, essentially. Picks him up in his bag and then, sort of throws him. As Deku goes, sort of tumbling, he lands, fixes himself where he's now on all fours. As then he gets back up, rushing back in. Kirishima's like, come on, Deku! As he punches him right in the face. And then Deku immediately retaliates with a smash undercut. He uses his fist as he throws it up into a smash. As it clocks Kirishima right in the jaw. As it breaks his hardening skin. So, somehow. Kirishima could fall from a building and Deku somehow broke his skin. But with that, as they look at Deku's hand, his hand is kind of bloody now. Now that he doesn't really have the amount of protection he was from the suit. So Deku rushes back in again and again and again, trying to get Todoroki and overwhelm him. As Todoroki's like, Aizawa, Tiger, we need your help. As then they get the story, Tiger and them are rushing over. Even everyone, several people in Class 1A are coming. As when they're about to rush back over, they're about to run over to the other side of the forest. Deku comes over as he's carrying Kirishima and throws him. Kirishima's like, oh fuck, as he crashes into the ground. As he's like, oh, as he goes to stand back up, Mina and Eri are like, Kirishima, what's wrong? As Deku comes charging in, as he then knees Kirishima right in the face. As Kirishima's like, I'm a bit busy, and Deku's been hit with something. As he's holding his nose as it's bleeding. He sort of, since he's bleeding a little bit in his mouth, he sort of tries to lick up some of the blood and spits in Deku's eyes. As Deku then punches Kirishima one last time as he stumbles backwards, trying to rub all the stuff out of his eyes. He's sort of grabbing his face and trying to throw it off. He's like, sort of like that. Kirishima and them are like, Deku seems to be hypnotized. How do we break him free of it? She's like, I don't know. Aizawa, Tiger, do you think you guys could subdue Deku? Is there something any of us can do? As it's I don't know. As it's Momo. Wait, Momo isn't here. Shit. As they're all thinking about this, alright, we'll just beat him down, alright? Is what Tiger says. As he rushes in, he, sort of tries to wrap himself around Deku. As Deku, when they all see this, Deku has his arm up. As he lifts up his arm and everyone, and Kirishima sees him, getting the frost ready. As he's about to bring it down, Aizawa then rushes over and uses his entire body weight to hold Deku's arm down. As it's like, Kirishima! As it's like, oh, right. As then they just start punching Deku in the face, trying to get him knocked out. It's like, knockout. It's like, Aries like, wait, I got an idea. As she touches him, trying to revert back the whole, the hypnotized thing. As Deku's like, as she sort of, like, got all the, like, the stuff is still in the system, actually, since I, like, still had the blood thing. That's unless it altered. Yeah, I'll just say it flushes the stuff out of his system. As he's like, what happened? It's like, you went kind of berserk, Deku. They hit you with something. He's like, oh. Well, I guess I could go to bed or something. He's like, I'm tired. As he just falls asleep. And it's like, what the hell? It's not like, did you do something? And she's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like from having all that he's coming down from adrenaline or something. I'm like, pretty sure adrenaline doesn't do this. As they're all like sort of freaking out as the ambulance gets there and Deku gets checked out. As then everything progresses as it typically would. Deku and them stage the heist to rescue Bakugo because they're like, well, Bakugo, I may not like him, but he's still 1A. And we'll look after each other. That's a promise. As Deku and them all like prepare themselves as they go and set off, having a very similar interaction as they typically would in the anime. As that nothing like there really changes at all. Not even like I guess the only thing that I would say would change is One For All's big fight with Deku. I mean, not Deku, All Might. As All For One is boosting himself with Adam, everyone sees this as All Might still has to deliver the United States of Smash as he smashes him into the ground. As everyone else gets away as they typically would do. Deku and them are now going on about as they would, as they still get chewed out, and they still have the whole games and such, with the 1A dorm showing. Since everyone has their own dorms and they're moving out of government housing, now they're living in a boarding school technically, Deku's room is decorated with like stuff like memories, you could say. He has like normal dressers and such. He has his shotgun pretty much put on like the first shotgun. The other shotgun he got is a replication, like more advanced. Deku has his first suit was pretty much essentially just completely overhauled, upgraded. Like, to sense like it's technically not the same suit. Shotgun though, however, they allowed him to keep that, as he has it like posted on he has it hung up like how Doomslayer would probably have it. Eri and them still have some of their weapons, as Deku also keeps his drill there, like hung up and such. And same thing goes with Kirishima, like they all just have momentums from Rapture, as well as Deku having a old style picture of who was it? Well, just an old style picture, like of some of those. I forget when Rapture was exactly started. I think it was maybe 19 something, not 1940s, just a while, and that's where Deku has not Deku, but he has like some of those posters, like since he like grew up in Rapture, technically spent a lot of his time there, and there was some music that was really old. He has essentially pictures of like very old not radio, but a very old artist, maybe even something of Elvis or so, I don't know, as Deku and such live on with that life. As then eventually it comes to the thing, what is it? As Deku, I forget what it's called, the Provisional license exam. There we go. As with Deku and them dominating as they would before. They all whatever, do the same as they would beforehand. Deku tries to help Baraka, his blood gets taken. That whole, well, not blood, well, no, they don't really need Deku's blood, so that whole scenario with Toga wouldn't happen. But they generally do just still fight back against, like, you know, the horde of people bearing down on them. With Deku and them free to use their abilities to their maximum, Deku loads his shock slugs, Kirishima loads his sleep darts, Eri and them load their weapons. As when it says go, they essentially, for everyone else, just somewhat disappear. Since as when people are like, hang on, where did the fourth of them? As then immediately they just hear, they're right behind, he's right before, as it's like a predator stuff, as they are just taken out in like droves, as everyone eventually passes. And when considering that Todoroki fire guy thing, Deku essentially charges forward by shooting what's his Gang Orca, there we go, in the face with his shock slugs, just like bang, 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 constantly, with Kirishima coming in to assist. As the two of them try to take care of this Gang Orca. Not this. As they're fighting against them, Gang Orca eventually uses his whole, you know, sonic thing, sending them flying. That's when Todoroki, an air blast dude, sends the whole fire tornado at them, to when they eventually win. Deku and them are all past and such. Now, sorry about this, but this is gonna be pretty short considering, well, there isn't an overhaul arc and I usually stop at there. So sorry for the really, really short video. It's only like 33 minutes. Tell me, you guys, you want me to redo it over? Well, no. I'll stick with this ending. Because it doesn't make sense. Like, they would really try to stay out of the way of All Might and such. Can't really see them getting entangled with All Might and One for All's Tango. There's no overhaul thing, so that really ain't gonna be a thing brought in. As for the not sports festival, the cultural or whatever festival they do at the end, I forget what's the exact festival name, but essentially this is where I'm gonna end it off, and I'm gonna give you guys a choice. Would you guys like me go back and continue doing the Mass Effect special, or would you like me do a Bell What If? Cause if it's a Bell What If, let me do something real quick. Alright, so there's this right here. Let me turn that on. If we're doing the Bell What If, here's the next. Got the things out right now. So, next Bell What If will be alright. Sorry if you guys can't do for that. The next Bell What If will be what if Deku was, or, well, had the Thum? Or what if Deku was the Dragonborn? Alright, so if you guys want me to do the next Bell What If or the Mass Effect What If, you choose. Alright? Alright, hope you all have a nice day, nice night, nice life.